Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well and welcome to my review for episode 7 of series 12, Can You Hear Me? So I'm just going to get straight into it. I thought the episode was good, but not as good as I was expecting. The main issue I had with it was the middle. It started to get a bit boring when the doctor woke up from her nightmare and she saved the day by basically using her sonic, along with your typical timey-wimey explanations to make it seem more powerful, while all she really did was use her magic wand. It was a poor conclusion and unfortunately it made the episode feel a bit more disappointing. Villain wise, also I found a bit disappointing unfortunately. Nice to see the externals come back, although I've not seen them before in Classic Who, so it wasn't much of a big moment for me as it might have been for Classic fans. Plus I'm sure they were not exactly been in Who before as the exact characters, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, they were disappointing, mainly just because they didn't get too much to do and were defeated too easily by the Doctor. What I will say though is they were very creepy, especially at the start and the scene near the end when they were on the street, but sadly missed potential in my opinion. Moving on to the good stuff, and that was the companions. It was great to see an episode finally focus on them and their lives more. Starting with the star of the show, and it was finally Yaz. She was great in this episode. We got some lovely scenes between her and her sister. We also found out that when Yaz was younger, she ran away from home, and it was a nice link to show the importance of mental health, and it was great to finally see and learn some of Yaz's history. My only small complaint would be it didn't have anything to do with the Doctor personally, and I was expecting something more related to her reasons for travelling with her, but that is a small complaint that has more to do with Yaz's poor overall character development rather than this standalone episode. Moving on to Ryan, and again, he was really good in this episode too. It was nice to see how much he cares about one of his friends, and it was good to see that his travels with the Doctor is having an effect on people missing him and noticing he's gone. I found the message of mental health in this episode really good. For someone who struggled with mental health before, it was great to see Ryan supporting his mate and getting him to talk and not hide how he's struggling. It was a great message for the episode to support and executed really well in my opinion with a lot of relatability. Graham was also really good. His worry is that his cancer may come back to him one day, and it's nice to see Series 11 threads get brought back up in this episode. There is a divisive scene near the end of the episode where Graham is talking to the Doctor about worrying about his cancer coming back, and the Doctor isn't the most supporting. However, I enjoyed that scene as it's just the way the Doctor is sometimes with her social awkwardness, and I found the humour pretty funny from Jodie. However, I can easily understand why some people would have preferred a more serious reaction and a more heart-to-heart from the Doctor. We also got a little cameo from Grace, which was a nice touch, especially with how little she has been mentioned this series and how big of a role she was in Series 11. It was a nice touch. Finally, we have the Doctor herself. She was also, not surprisingly, also very good in this one. As already mentioned, a bit disappointing how easily she was able to save the day, but she was still very likeable and very doctory throughout, especially when she first went head to head with the main villain. Her nightmare was also a bit disappointing and it was very short compared to the others and didn't give us any new information about the Timeless Child, but hey, sure we will learn more very soon. There was also another character, but to be honest I'm not going to say more about her as she was sadly pretty forgettable, and apart from adding a bit to the kinda anti-climax conclusion with one of her, to be fair, pretty scary nightmare creations. But apart from that, she was very forgettable, which is a shame. So overall, this was a good episode of Doctor Who. Was it as good as I thought it was going to be? I'd say no, because the villain aspect was pretty disappointing, but the amazing focus on the companions did make up for it and make it a solid episode of Doctor Who. I'm going to rate it 3.5 out of 5 stars. And yeah. But yeah guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all in my next review. Take care.